Lingapura, or Koh Ker, as it is known in Old Khmer, was an important capital city in the 10th century of the Khmer Empire during the Angkor period from the 9th to 15th centuries, situated at a distance of approximately 90 kilometers northeast of the Angkor, along with the royal road network that connected it to Koh Ker and on the Wat Pu in southern Laos. Lingapura, city of Lingus in Sanskrit, Koh Ker in Khmer, is now known as Koh Ker. The capital was established by King Jayavarman IV in 921 CE, who ruled officially from 928 CE until 941 CE, followed by his son, Harshavarman II, who reigned briefly until 944 CE. The densely forested site containing a total of 169 archaeological remains, including 76 temples, as well as civil structures, ponds, dikes, and ancient roads. The archaeological site of ancient Lingapura, or Koh Ker, displays a well-planned alignment around Prasat Tam and the Rahal, its grand artificial water reservoir. Along the central northern side of the ancient city lay the Prasat Tam complex, with its pyramidal temple of Prasat Prang rising to a height of 35 meters, the only one in Southeast Asia to be dedicated to Shiva. Prasat Bantier Pir Choen, dedicated to Brahma, is located to the southeast, and Prasat Chen to Vishnu is in the southwest. All these aspects reveal adherence to Trimurti, the Hindu Trinity. In designing the layout of his capital, Jayavarman IV applied the Hindu Vastu Shastra principles for a sacred capital city on earth, bringing to Cambodia new architectural and artistic styles, as well as inscriptions featuring larger scale and dynamism than used previously in Khmer history. The best examples are the dancing Shiva, with a presumed height of 6 meters at Prasat Kraham, the recently discovered ensembles at Prasat Chen depicting scenes of the Mahabharata, the last fight in the Battle of Kurukshetra between Bhima and Duryodhana, and the Ramayana, the fight between Valin and Sugriva.
Road មកដល់ពេលនេះគឺគេរកឃើញសាលាចរិកចំនួន73ផ្ទាំងនៅតំបន់កោះកេរនេះតាមព័ត៌មានសាលាចរិកគឺបានបញ្ជាក់ថាប្រហែលជាមានមនុស្សរស់នៅតំបន់កោះកេរនេះជាង 10000 នាក់សាលាចរិកក៏បានបញ្ជាក់ផងដែរថាមានការថ្វាយដង្វាយរបស់ព្រះរាជាទៅដល់ប្រាសាទជាពិសេសសាលាចរិកប្រាសាទដំរីនៅខាងក្រោយខ្នងនេះគឺបានបញ្ជាក់ពីការកសាងលឹងដ៏ធំមួយឈ្មោះត្រីភូវនេស្វរៈដើម្បីតម្កល់នៅលើប្រាសាទប្រាង្គប្រាសាទធំហ្នឹងហើយប្រាសាទប្រាង្គហ្នឹងក៏មានសាលាចរិកជាភាសាសំស្ក្រឹតដែរដែលបញ្ជាក់ថាប្រាសាទប្រាង្គហ្នឹងគឺត្រូវបានព្រះបាទជ័យវរ្ម័នទី4ហ្នឹងចាប់ផ្ដើមកសាងឡើងនៅឆ្នាំ921នៃគ្រិស្តសករាជ
Another exceptional characteristic of Koh Ker is the development of complex techniques of water management, which, together with the built structures of Koh Ker, created a holy body of water in the middle of the city. The Rahal was formed through the collection of sacred water flowing from satellite temples around it that were integrated these temples into a homogeneous, sacred landscape. Koh Ker suffered from the ravages of time and by severe looting during the Cambodian War, the 1970s to 1990s. The area became isolated and was highly vulnerable to looting, as well as damage from weathering and encroachment of vegetation, causing degradation of the monuments and, in some cases, their entire collapse. The protection of the site is secured by the Cambodian government. The National Authority for Priya Vihaar has been making efforts to preserve its value and authenticity as an outstanding historical monument.
កិច្ចការប្រចាំថ្ងៃដែលកំពុងអនុវត្តនេះគឺការស្ដារឡើងវិញព្រៃឈើការអភិរក្សប្រាសាទដោយការទូលទ្រឬមួយអន្តរាគមន៍សង្គ្រោះបន្ទាន់ទីតាំងដែលមានហានិភ័យខ្ពស់ស្ថិតនៅក្នុងស្ថានភាពគ្រោះថ្នាក់អាចដួលរលំតែបន្ថែមពីនោះទៀតជើងក៏មានយន្តការនៃការស្រាវជ្រាវក្រោមកិច្ចសហប្រតិបត្តិការរវាងស្ថាប័នជាតិនិងអន្តរជាតិ Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ Để không bỏ lỡ
Joint efforts by the Cambodian government and development partners have recently secured the return of some statues, while others remain unaccounted for.
ការស្វែងរកវត្ថុបុរាណមិនមែនជារឿងងាយទេចា៎គឺជាយន្តការមួយដ៏លំបាកប៉ុន្តែសំខាន់បំផុតដែលយើងត្រូវស្វែងរកឯកសារដែលពាក់ព័ន្ធហើយនឹងសហការជាមួយខាងក្រៅប្រទេសដើម្បីដល់ព័ត៌មានកាលណាមានព័ត៌មានយើងអាចធ្វើការចរចាពីមុនមកធ្លាប់មានការដឹងផ្ដល់អីតិចតួចដែរមិនថាអត់សោះទេប៉ុន្តែនៅទីបំផុតកម្ពុជាតែបានជោគជ័យនៅក្នុងការទាមទារត្រឡប់មកវិញនៅវត្ថុបុរាណរបស់ខ្លួន
For more than 2 decades, the archaeological site of ancient Lingapura, or Koh Ker, served as the royal capital of the Khmer Empire, and it had long been proposed that after the royal seat moved back to Angkor, the city and its surroundings were virtually abandoned as the capital, but the local people were still living at the site until today. Koh Ker is a living heritage site that covers 1,187.61 hectares and 259 households, with 816 people living within the buffer zone of the site. Today, the ancient temples of Koh Ker continue to be considered sacred and used as places for worship by the local population. Every year, local villages worship the spirit related to Niang Tun Satra and the White Elephant King, performing rituals nearby the foot of his tomb. Stunning temples and water features in a majestic natural setting, as well as the continuing religious and agricultural practices of its local communities, illustrate the potential value of the archaeological site of ancient Lingapura, or Koh Ker. The integrity and authenticity of ancient Lingapura, or Koh Ker, have been well preserved and protected. However, its glorious and sacred past, deeply buried through time, is yet to be discovered and remains mysterious.